If it's not one thing, it's another. It's 9:30, and actually it's freaking 10 o'clock, man. Unreal. What we thought was a write-off today, we got a lot done, and then we just set ourselves back. Well, we maybe went forward 3 steps and back 5, because as Matt was doing this beautiful job out here on the driveway, and we made a swale so the water would come off the driveway down here instead of flooding my garage. Well, we had a little bit of a boo-boo. I had lines located for everything, but apparently the well power for my well pump way out there wasn't marked, and Mr. Matt kind of lifted it with his bobcat bucket and snapped it in half. So now it's 10 o'clock. I ran my last 2 bottles for milking these cows tonight, and then the water ran out of pressure. So now, fortunately enough, we grabbed a splice kit. So what we're gonna do here's the cable. Wasn't even buried that deep, kind of scabby to be honest. We're gonna re-dig a trench with the bucket, and then we're gonna hook. We got a splice kit to splice this cable back together, and once we do that, I'll flip the breaker and we'll see if we got some power. But so weird, the breaker never popped earlier, and I literally grabbed these with my hands, and like I didn't get zapped or nothing. So kind of odd. It's a faulty panel inside, I know that, so it's probably not working the way it should. But anyways, that's the one end. We already pulled this other end like way back here. We actually, I don't know, we could have even damaged this cable. We probably did. Well, I know we did. So this is like we stretched on it pretty hardcore, man. I like tied it in a knot around the bobcat and like pulled it out, because I thought it was. I went down to the well. There was no power on the end of this thing. I went down to the well. The cable going in down to my well pump and the pressure switch was different than this. So they must have had it spliced into something else up top, up at the front of this, wherever. I don't know. So now I gotta worry about bringing it back to its home. Oh, let's see. It wasn't buried that deep anyways, so I'm kind of like glad like I told man, I'm glad he kind of glad he hit it. And now I can like re-dig it in deeper, because even so, I mean, I wouldn't even hesitate to get a trencher and trench all the way out to the well, just so I can dig it in deeper. I mean, I don't plan on cultivating the front field ever, so I'm not into that. But if someone were to deep till this, man, they'd hook that cable, man, they'd rip that out. It'd be bad news. I'm glad we found this. Wasn't that deep under, so I mean, I'm just glad we found it. I'm gonna try and pull on this thing. Sec. Holy, not happening, eh? And this ain't gonna happen either. Shit, I need to make this happen tonight. I need to make this happen tonight. And oh man, that cable's in bad shape. I might have something. We will see. I know. I just hate to put a splice in it underground like that. Oh. But I have the right stuff, and I had a cable for this shop. I don't know what I did with it though. Usually it was hanging right here. I must have put it somewhere. I was looking for it earlier. I didn't see it. Must be in the garage. Oh boy, the things we get ourselves into, eh? Just trying to move forward, steps ahead, and look what we do. Nightmare. Maddie's buzzing around on the bobcat. He loves his landscaping, that boy. Bingo. Let's see what we can find in here. Thought it might be up there. Nope, not up there. Not up here. Up there. Oh boy. Cable. Well, when you don't know, you don't know. There's some welding cable that won't work. Yeah, I wonder what I did with that. I must have hung it up somewhere or put it somewhere. It'll come to fruition. Look at this here. A nice piece right here. But this is probably the wrong size conductors. Yeah. But just for a skinny black, red, green. That's cab tire. That's too small of a. But it's only for a short distance, you know. Like, but it will create heat in that cable. I guess I should get my tools. Could be it there. Nope. So what do we need? What do we need? We need a knife to cut the casing. A knife. It's not an electrical knife, however it will do. Now, what else do I need? Probably this stuff for splicing. And this is a splicing tape. It's an insulated tape, and this is going to go over. And then I have some liquid electrical tape we'll put over the splice joints. And I have some shrinking barrels that you put each end into to connect them. I don't know if it's a very good connection, very strong connection, but we're just gonna do what we have to do. And then I'm probably gonna go have to down to the bottom and grab my favorite tool, the square-nosed shovel. Maddie, turns out it's the well pump cable. Turns out it's the well pump cable. Yeah, I got no pressure in the house anymore. So it's definitely the pump cable. Blows my mind why it would be 3 inches under the ground, but I'm going to have to expose that first bit a bit because it's stuck in the ground. I'll go get my shovel because I can't pull the slack out of it. Oh, yeah. I'll show you. Come here. And I got my splice tape and my electrical tape, and you got the barrel lugs and the liquid. Because if we want, oh shoot! I'm gonna drop this off there. I gotta go feed those cows.
Have you turned off the?
Yeah, I turned the breaker off. Okay. Yeah, but it was on and it wasn't even electrocuting me anyways. So it must have flipped like internally, but not. I don't know. That's a faulty panel, eh? Lucky the house didn't burn down. Not that I know if it would. Like, there was no draw, no hot spot on it. It just, the end should have, there should be power at the end of this cable, man. If the breakers didn't flip. So weird. So weird. But, like, look how deep this thing was buried. Like, it's supposed to be, like, 350 mils minimum. And then it's, like, sand. This is underground cable, but it's non-jacketed. So if you want to have a non-jacketed power cable 3 inches under, like right where like main traffic and tractors and everything drive under. Like what a joke. I should get a ditch witch and run a proper trench out there. And however, I need that water up and running. I'll be boiling water. A good thing it rains so much. You got lots of rain barrel water. I can boil some rain barrel water up in the morning and mix these calves their food. And the pigs are just honking at me. The animals are suffering today. However, you know what? It's like Mother Nature. And you know what? You get fed on a schedule. Makes you stronger to mix it up a bit. You know, some days you feed them early, some days you feed them late. I wouldn't advise not feeding them at all, but they try and pick your legs off when you get... Hey, little man. Where's your best buddy? Here, we'll try and get you in here first before your best buddy comes. I don't even see her. Oh, yep, she's coming. Get in here quick. And then I'll close the gate. Alright, so me and Uncle Matty mixed. We put liquid electrical tape on all the wire that we damaged. We spliced it back together with barrel lugs. Taped it. We put liquid electrical, then electrical tape. Then I wrapped all the wires together with electrical tape, and then I put splice tape over top of it. It's kind of like an armored, waterproof, thick rubber, stretchy tape that you use to cover up your splices after you're done. So there's one there. Beep! You can see you spliced it in. There's a big splice there. And then there was damage to the cable over here, so we fixed it and wrapped it up and stuff. Now Uncle Matty's gonna bring the bobcat through here. I'm gonna move this cable off the side. He's gonna wedge a trench in here, and then we're gonna drop this cable in the ground and then cover it back up. And then I am going to take the metal detector and I'm going to follow this cable all the way to the wellhead. Well, and put stakes in the ground all the way along, short little stakes, so that we know where it is. So when anybody ever does any work to the field or come through here or dig or whatever, we know where that line is. So first off, I'm going to just kind of dig by hand with these front few 10 feet, probably at the front and the back, and then drop the front of these cables in and after. But at least Matty doesn't have to come right up to where, with the bucket, where that cable comes out of the ground, because we won't be able to move it to the side very far, being this close. So I'm just going to jump in there quick. I think that'll work. Yeah, that'll work. Now, go in about 3/4. This is getting so it's a little bit trickier than soft stuff.